Hello, I'm Joe Barks. Welcome to another edition of The Road Back. It's brought to you by Club and Resort Business, Club and Resort Chef, and the Club and Resort Chef Association. Today's episode is sponsored by the Montague Company, a family-owned, family-operated business that traces its history to its founding in San Francisco in 1857 by Wilfrid Weed W.W. Montague. Today, the company is based in Hayward, California, and is known for using the skilled techniques and fine craftsmanship acquired in over 140 years of specialized manufacturing experience to produce the highest quality commercial cooking equipment. Montague's well-known and well-respected brands include the Legend series of heavy-duty ranges, counter equipment, fryers, broilers, and gourmet pizza ovens, Excalibur custom island suites, TechnoStar high-quality restaurant series ranges and equipment, and Vectair high-quality convection ovens. The company also recently acquired Turbo Coil refrigeration systems to further position Montague as a world leader in hot and cold integrated applications. Learn more at montaguecompany.com. For today's fresh insight into how club and resort properties are meeting the challenges posed by the coronavirus outbreak and finding new and innovative ways to boost business levels and return to full operation, we're going to head down to Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, to talk with Matt Lambert, General Manager and Chief Operating Officer of the Country Club at Mirasol, about an innovative virtual school concept that the club started as September began to assist member families while their children must attend local schools through distance learning. Matt, thanks for giving us a few minutes today. Mirasol's quite a big property to manage with 36 holes of golf, a sports complex, and many other amenities. And now you're adding running a school to all that. How'd all this come about, and how'd you go about planning for it and setting it up?
Well, thanks, Joe. I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to share our story here at Mirasol. As you know, Mirasol is big property. Like you mentioned, I don't believe you've been here since we've done our big enhancement project. So one of these days when restrictions lessen, we'd love to have you come down and check out what we've done. To give credit where credit is due, I actually have to give credit to my wife for the school idea. We have 4 school-aged children, and when Palm Beach County pushed back the start of school, we're sitting on the couch one night and she said, geez, I wish we could just send our kids somewhere. And I started thinking about it, and I woke up the next morning and had some ideas, and I sent out an email to all the young families. We're very fortunate at Mirasol to have about 20% of our 1,170 homes have school-age children. And I started thinking about how we could add some value to the parents, and also, and more importantly, kind of create a sense of normalcy for the kids. I know, speaking with my own children, they were disappointed about, going back to this virtual learning, which they started back in March, and they missed going to school, learning from the teachers, and being in class with their friends. And so we put out a quick survey and gauged some interest that if I had hired some educators, would they feel comfortable sending their kids to the club for school under a safe, supervised environment? When the response was overwhelming, I went ahead and I hired 2 fantastic educators, and off we were rolling.
So what were some of the legal and safety considerations you had to clear and prepare for before starting this?
Most importantly, we had just finished up 13 weeks of summer camp, so we felt very comfortable with the different safety precautions that we held throughout the summer, whether it was temperature checks when the kids first arrived on campus, to making sure the staff was very on top of our sanitation and safety protocols, whether it was serving individually boxed lunches, keeping safe distances, everything that we've all trying to be, that we've been living for the last 6 months. So we felt very good from a safety aspect. From a legal aspect, we wanted to make sure that we were adhering to all of Palm Beach County's restrictions. And Palm Beach County private schools could go back to school, but the public schools chose to start the school year at home. So we knew we were comfortable there. And I think last but not least, we wanted to make sure from an insurance point of view that our insurance broker was comfortable with what we were doing.
So is there a maximum of capacity in the classroom? And how does it work in terms of parents reserving spots for their children? Do they do it on a day-to-day basis, and are there some fees involved?
Yes, a great question. So what we did is I actually asked the parents, before I could make the commitment and go ahead and hire these educators, the market down here in Palm Beach County, a lot of the teachers, whether they were retired or working in the tutoring world, very busy. A lot of these different pod classrooms popping up with individuals. And so I asked the members, I said, if we go ahead and hire these educators, I wanted to offer them a 1-month commitment. So you have to guarantee at least 4 weeks and not knowing when the school year was going to start. So yes, we did go ahead and ask for a 4-week commitment. We charge $135 a week for the first child, $110 a week for the second child. And when you break that down on a daily basis, it's less than $30 a day. So we thought it added tremendous value to their experience here at Mirasol.
And how many total students do you have?
So what we did, we tried to model it after more of the private school education. So I told them the ratio would be no more than 1 to 16. We started off the school year with 26 kids between the 2 teachers. And then we also supplement that with some of my sports complex recreational staff to kind of help get them to and from lunch, get them outside for a quick stretch every now and again, and really building kind of the physical education component, because after staring at a computer for so long, we thought it was important for these kids to get up out of the seat and get outside.
And I know there are a lot of different schools represented through the attendance, even some private schools, I understand, even though they are letting students go to school. So how's all that coordinated for the various streaming feeds and the curriculums of each school?
You know, it starts with the 2 outstanding educators that we hired. You know, I think we always try to surround ourselves with the best talent. And we were fortunate. One of the women that I hired was a retired school principal from Broward County, and she got on board about a week before we opened the school, and she completely owned it. I mean, she set up schools for a living, and we have a really good relationship with the community elementary school, who was very helpful in us finding the second educator. So we have 21 out of our 26 kids are from one school, but that's from kindergarten through 5th grade. And with everyone's schedules being different, lunch breaks being different. So it really, the supervisors in the room are just there to help coordinate and make sure the kids can get signed on okay, make sure there's no technical difficulties. And then they have a whole system where if they need some help, they just go ahead and raise their hand and the teachers are there to help.
In addition to those certified educators and the staff involvement you already mentioned, any other staff responsibilities that have to come into play?
You know, team effort. I mean, the chef is involved, the food and beverage team from you know, we usually break out, the way it works is about 6 different lunch times, starting at about 10 in the morning for the next hour. So when they come in the morning, the kids fill out a slip on what they want for lunch and at what time, and we know, so we bring them into our grill room and we serve them their lunch. And then, like I said, the sports complex staff has been fantastic. They're the ones who ran the 13 weeks of summer camp, so they know the kids, they know the different personalities, and they're there to help the kids get back and forth from lunch and take them outside. That way the teachers can stay in the room.
So I would imagine you've already heard from some other club managers that are interested in starting some similar setups. What's some of the main pieces of advice you're passing on to your fellow club managers about adding and operating this kind of member service?
You know, so we have heard from a few. You know, we're very fortunate here at Mirasol. One of the things that makes us really unique is the fact that we have so many school-age children, which obviously this doesn't apply to a lot of the clubs out there. You know, it starts with hiring the right people, just like anything else that we do here. We were very fortunate to meet these 2 young women in the beginning and really just trusted them throughout the process, and they understood kind of our vision and the experience that we want to provide our members, and they've been doing a great job.
Well, Matt, thanks a lot for all this additional input about this impressive and valuable new service for the Mirasol membership and community, and we'll look forward to hearing how it keeps going. We're also looking forward to hear when it ends, right? Because then you can go back to some kind of normal club operation.
Well, thanks, Joe. I really appreciate it. Yes, we got some good news here in Palm Beach County that schools will be back in person on September 21st. So we sent a survey out just yesterday asking the parents, do they want to continue the virtual program or will they be sending their kids back to school in a few weeks? So time will tell, and we look forward to running it as long as there's still a demand.
That's great, Matt. Thanks again.
My pleasure, Joe. Thank you.
Once again, this has been The Road Back, brought to you by Club and Resort Business, Club and Resort Chef, and the Club and Resort Chef Association. And today's episode was sponsored by the Montague Company. If you've got a great idea or success story you'd like to see featured on a future episode of The Road Back, please contact us at editor@clubandresortbusiness.com.